Yes, എല്ലാവർക്കും നമസ്കാരം and a very warm welcome to Samane Khani. I think I'm pretty good with the pronunciation, but I'll be calling you Sam today. So welcome, Sam, for our for accepting our invitation and joining with us today. പിന്നെ നമ്മളുടെ എല്ലാ പ്രേക്ഷകരോടും ആദ്യമേ തന്നെ ഒരു നമസ്കാരം പറയുന്നു. നമ്മളുടെ ഇറാനിൽ നിന്നും നമ്മളോട് ഇന്ന് ചില വിശേഷങ്ങളൊക്കെ പങ്കുവെക്കുന്നതിന് വേണ്ടിയിട്ട് നമ്മളോടൊപ്പം ജോയിൻ ചെയ്തിരിക്കുകയാണ് സമാനയെ നമ്മൾ സാം എന്നാണ് വിളിക്കുന്നത്. ആൻഡ് ഇന്ന് നമുക്ക് വിഷയത്തിലേക്ക് കടക്കാം. ഈ പറയുന്ന മതം വിട്ട പെണ്ണുങ്ങൾ സംസാരിക്കട്ടെ എന്ന ആ ഒരു പ്രോഗ്രാം, ലെറ്റ് ദ വിമൻ ഹു ഡിസെൻഡഡ് സ്പീക്ക് നൗ, അതാണ് അതിൻ്റെ ഒരു ഇംഗ്ലീഷ് വേർഷൻ. ആൻഡ് ഇന്ന് നമ്മൾ അത്തരം കാര്യങ്ങളൊക്കെയാണ് നമ്മൾ കഴിഞ്ഞ കുറേ എപ്പിസോഡ്സിൽ നമ്മൾ പറഞ്ഞു. അതിൻ്റെ ഒരു തുടർച്ച എന്നോണം ഇന്ന് 7ാമത്തെ ഈ എപ്പിസോഡിൽ ഇറാൻ എന്ന് പറയുന്ന രാജ്യം, അതിനെക്കുറിച്ച് ഞാൻ കൂടുതലൊന്നും പറയണ്ട. ഞാൻ ഇതിൻ്റെ ഒരു കുറിപ്പ് എഴുതിയിട്ട സമയത്ത് അവിടെ നിങ്ങൾ വായിച്ചു കാണും എന്താണ് നമ്മുടെ മനസ്സിലേക്ക് ഇറാൻ എന്ന് പറയുമ്പോൾ വരിക എന്നുള്ളത്. പലപ്പോഴും പല യൂട്യൂബ് വീഡിയോസിലൊക്കെ നമ്മൾ കണ്ടിട്ടുണ്ട്, ഇറാൻ ഈസ് നോട്ട് a country that you think as you think. There is good places there. There is even snow mountains there, and a lot of things are shared about Iran, and we have seen such videos. But apart from all such things, we have a different side also with Iran, where people like Sam had to leave that country and is now living in Netherlands as a refugee, and she's awaiting her citizenship confirmation and all such paperwork. So now, without wasting much time, we'll straight away go into our discussion today. So I welcome all of you. So Sam, now the floor is yours. Welcome.
Hello, thank you very much, and thank you for inviting me. And okay, I'm ready.
So today, as I said earlier, it is your day. So I'll be just listening, and I'll be just giving an opportunity to all our listeners to hear from you regarding what you had to face as a Muslim or as a citizen of Iran, and how it is like to be a citizen in an Islamic country, where a country is ruled using Sharia law, and how these rules are enforced, and it is being forced upon in its people. And even it is going against the human rights. It is violating many human rights and all such things. So I think instead of giving you some clues about all this, I think I'll be just giving you the time, and you can just elaborate all about it. So my first part of this discussion is all about the ordeals of living in a country like Iran, where it is the Islamic Sharia law is being applied. So how was the life there in Iran?
Oh, it's too difficult, especially for the women, because in the Islam or in the Quran, all the rules come from the men. Everything for women is forbidden, and especially for me too. I born in the religious family. I born in the religious country. When I was child, I must be wear hijab, because my father, he was always punish me. You must be wear hijab. And I remember I was 9 or 10 years old, and he punished me so hard because he said, "Why your cousin must be see your hair, and it's forbidden. It's come from Islam. You must be obey the rules." Of course, that was too difficult for me, because sometimes you're born in the religious country, but sometimes the family is little don't push you. But for me, it was difficult more because my family also they was religious, and okay, it's a start from the family. It's start from your father, your mother, and then you go to school, and they teach you some stupid rules of the Islam. You must be pray, you must be do something that Islam said. And I remember when I was in the school, always I had lots of questions to my Quran teacher, and I always ask her, and she answered me a stupid question without any thinking, you know. And finally, we said, "This is the rules of Quran. I can't change it." You know, they couldn't find the fact answer. And after you grow up, you go to outside of your house, outside of the school, to the city, to university, and then you see more and more problem, because in Iran we have a gasht irshad. This is the big car with the police. They are in the street, and when your hijab is come here, they took you to the prison. First they took you to the police station, and then they took you to the prison. And I remember for 3 times I went there. And yeah, and I had a lots of problem with them. And 2 times I was for a long time in the prison because of the hijab, because they told me you must be wear hijab, and I didn't accept. And they said, okay, go to prison, maybe you can go to the paradise after a while, you know. I said, I don't want to go to paradise. I prefer to go hell, because this is my life, and you make it hell. I don't care about the future. And yeah, this is the always happen. And especially as I told you, there isn't any rules for the women. You know, part of our problem, the women in Iran or the Arab religious country, is the hijab, but part of the other is the rules of the Islam, you know, for the women. For example, in Iran, if father killed her daughter, he can't come out of the prison without any punish, because this is the rules of Islam. Yeah. But if you wear hijab out, if you didn't wear manto, traditional clothes, you must go for prison because you are woman. You know, these are so stupid.
Yeah. So have you experienced any of such cases where the father killing his daughter or his son?
There is a lot. There is a lot in Iran. I can later send you the website of them, the news of them.
Okay.
In the south of Iran, in Sistan, Balochistan, I saw in the news, on the Instagram, I think every month you can see the husband kill his wife, or father kill the daughter, and they come out and no problem, and they forgive, you know, because the woman is half than the man. If the man killed the woman, nothing happened. But if the woman killed the man, it means you kill 2 people. This is the stupid rules.
I don't know whether I should laugh or not, but this is the
You
real
must be
Islam.
cry, you know, you must be cry of it, because it's still
And I'm
so
sorry for
many.
that.
Yeah, and it's still so many people accept it. You know why?
So
Yeah.
just one second. So
Yeah.
when I asked you that how is it to live in a country where it is Islamic rules are being observed, the first comment that you were, or the first word that you were telling me is that it's so difficult, right? So my question to you and to all the listeners, or especially the Muslims who might be listening to this, my question is, so as per the Islamic teaching or your dream of making the whole world under Islam, a person living in an Islamic country, he thinks, or he or she thinks that it's very difficult to live in such a country. So that means, what is the purpose, or what is the outcome of including or making a country Islamic where the people are not willing to stay there? We have seen people fleeing even by trying to catch the aeroplane or the fighter jets going out of Afghanistan. We have seen that people were fleeing when Taliban was coming to them with, here is your Islam, here is your Sharia law. People were running away from them. So
Exactly.
so I'm just just putting aside this question to all of you to think and to ponder upon that and to arrive at a conclusion whether Islamic laws, if it is applied in a society or if it is applied to a population, will they be happy or not? That's the simple question. So now we can continue.
Yeah. Sorry, I was thinking about that. Could you again repeat your question? Because later I want to answer your question.
Yeah, my question is this: how, what exactly, or how was your feelings going on inside you when you were living in a country like Iran, where it is under Islamic Sharia law? That's it. How much problematic it is, or how much difficult it is. Were you a Sunni or Shia?
Yeah, yeah. Uh, Later I answer you, or now
Yeah,
you want
yeah,
to?
yeah, yeah. You can go.
Yeah,
It's not an question answer session. It's just a discussion. That's it. Just a
yeah,
conversation. You can
yeah.
go on and
But
on.
but I think I told you half of that answer, because
Yeah, yeah.
it's difficult because it's come from your family at first, and
Mm,
then your society. It's
mm,
grow, and when you get adult, uh, if you want to thinking freedom of your inside and your outside, it's difficult. It's really difficult because the society, Islam country society, don't accept you. If I
mm,
go to a street like this, actually they took me to the prison and they punished me, and I
mm,
don't know how long I have to stay in the prison. This is the only for appearance. If you're
mm.
thinking something else, if I was in Iran, you know it. In the Islam, in the Shia, if you come out of your religious, you must be died.
Yeah.
They can kill you. This
Mm,
is the biggest problem of you when you think about that. Okay, the hijab is part of my problem. The appearance, the outside is part of my problem. But what about inside? What about my idea? What about my thinking? About the uh, when I compare myself with the man, when the man can do so many things, but the woman can't do it. I had a bad experience many years ago. I married traditional married because of the family,
mhm.
traditional family, and I decided to divorce because my husband, he was Muslim too. He prayed, but he drink alcohol. He
Oh,
always drunk, but he was Muslim and prayed. These are these are so stupid
yeah.
things,
Mm.
kind of
Acceptable
paradox.
thing.
This
Yeah.
is paradox because
Yeah.
you pray and you drink alcohol and you drink, and he could have a girlfriend and he could have a four wife, but for me, all of this is forbidden.
Mm.
If he can have another girlfriend, or if he can have another wife, but why woman can do it? But when I decided to get divorced, for 3 years I went to the court every week to say sorry, I want my divorce, I want my freedom. That wasn't happened, because
Mm.
the man have a power. you know the Islam come from for only for the men,
Mm.
never support for the women,
Yeah.
especially hijab or the other things.
Mm.
I'm not sure I answer your question or
It's
not,
okay.
but
Yeah. It's
yeah,
okay. You
but
can continue.
I told you the problem start from family.
Mm.
Always it's a start from the family and then society. When your mind is grow, who am I? What I
Mm.
want in the world, but it's not easy. For
Mm.
example, when you want to go alone, when you want alone, go to travel, you are a lone woman. This is hard for you because the man can easily rape you, the man can do so many things with you, and you must be
Mm.
silent because there isn't any rules and things to help to support women. That's
Mm.
why it's too difficult for the women.
Mm. Okay. So, two things which I noticed in what you were saying was that regarding the killing of the apostate, one who
Yeah.
renounces this religion. So, was that law strictly enacted in your country? Where have you seen anyone getting killed just because they were
Yeah,
ex-Muslim?
yeah. Many years ago, I forgot his name. I try to remember.
Mm-hmm.
The people killed because they come out of the religious,
Oh,
especially in Iran. So many people they came out of the Islam. They went to Christian. They went to the prison and still to the prison. and we have a kind of religious. Name is Baha'i, and around 30 years ago, more than 300 Baha'i killed because of the religious, because after revolution in Iran, after revolution in Iran 42 years ago, so many things changed, so many rules changed, and the people was in Baha'i, they killed because of they must be accept Islam, and they said we don't want to accept Islam, and they killed. And the government didn't think about that. This is the baby, this is the young girl, this is the man, old woman. They killed all of them. And yes, we have. Later, I try to remember the name, who was the people, but yeah. And I remember last year, someone in Turkey, he was Iranian, he was activist of the ex-Muslim or the other website, and the government of Iran killed him.
Okay.
And I later again, if I remember the name, I will tell you who was he. Yeah, and this is funny because in abroad, the Iran government, they try to follow to find the people activities about the ex-Muslim, about the atheists, or about these things, to kill them, because they want to stop it. They want to push the people to don't understand about what's happening abroad in other countries.
Yeah. So have you experienced a situation where, when you narrate all these problems to the people around you, especially in Europe where you are residing right now, where the people are not able to understand the situation in which you were, and were not able to really think like Islam is so dangerous, or it's so much filled with violence and killings and bloodshed? But the picture that we see around is not like that. Okay, so Islam is good, but the problem, some of the Muslims are the bad people, and they are creating all the issues. And this is the common narrative that we usually listen to. So have you ever experienced such a thing where, after coming out of this country and reaching Europe, you were narrating your problem and people were not believing you? Was there such a instance in your life?
I have one stupid experience, because I live in the, as I said, from the camping of the people, and in our house we have a different people, different country, and my neighborhood, the family from Turkey, they was Muslim, but I don't know they was Shia or Sunni. I remember always she was angry of me why I have I didn't wear hijab, or why I have the pork in the refrigerator, and she always angry of me why I said I'm in the free country. Enough, it's enough. I'm not in the Turkey. I'm not in the Iran. I'm in the Netherlands. This is the free country, but still the people talk about you. Sometimes I feel dangerous, because part of most of my activities is about the politics. And this is for me a little bit danger. But I remember 6 months ago, my mother, she sent me my photo on the newspaper. I said, I saw your photo in the newspaper, and the government write about so many bad words about you. Still in here, we are in dangerous.
And you were also mentioning about this, the divorce procedure where you were going through. So I think you must add something to that, because there is a usual narrative that just like the men in Islam are having this talaq option, where it is so easy for them to divorce. So Islam is so much woman friendly, and so that just like the men, even the women have such rules where they can also divorce as easily as the men are doing. So, but in your real life experience, it's not happening, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So,
exactly.
Could you please give an advice, or a kind of real life account of what you were experiencing, where you were experiencing this kind of division between men and women in this Islamic country? how you were
Yeah.
experiencing that.
Yeah. I remember when I wanted to marry, you know, in Islam, they first
Mhm.
read the Quran, and then after that, you are woman and man and woman, husband and wife, and halal, haram. This.
Yeah, yeah.
I remember before of that, I asked to my father, I want to have to go to university again. I want to do it, and I want my husband to write to accept it. And I remember I asked to my father, I want to my husband to write about when I wanted to get divorced. He write about that, but my
Mhm.
father, he told me, no, you're stupid. You are married. You wanna go married, and your husband is the best man. He's a Muslim. He's the best man. And if you want, you decide like this, he let you, but nothing happened. He didn't let me to go to university to continue my
Mhm.
university. And when I decided to get divorced, that was awful, awful. For 3 years, I married for 3 years, and my process of divorce was 3 years. For 6 years, I fighting. And
Mhm.
my advice is if re, if there is a rule in each country before of the marriage, they must be go to the special place for that. I don't know what's the name of that.
Mhm.
They write about that, because in the process, if I had that paper, that could help me so easier, but I didn't
Mhm.
have, because my father said, no, your husband is good man, but it's better you be more strong, not think about your father, or not think about at the moment, think about your
Mhm.
future. Yeah.
Okay. And one more thing about the Islamic Revolution that you were mentioning. So, when we, being ex-Muslims from this country where we have a democratic
Mhm.
governance and all such things, where everything is the freedom of speech and everything is being enjoyed by everyone, when we criticize Islam and being ex-Muslims, one of the main arguments that we are facing is that why don't we try transforming or reforming Islam from inside rather than coming out and criticizing it? So, what do you think? Is it possible to reform Islam from inside, where you have already seen where a country where it was under Islamic rule coming, going out of that, becoming a modern society, and again coming back to Islamic rule through an Islamic revolution? So, do you think that it's a worthwhile exercise to reform Islam from inside?
It's too difficult, I really don't know. Mm,
You have no hope in it, right?
yeah, it's difficult, really. I really don't know how to explain that.
Okay,
Let
so
me.
then I can put it in another manner. So right now you are facing a lot of issues.
Yeah,
Your friends, your family, and many of the people around you, they are facing issues based on this religion, right?
yeah, yeah,
And they are dreaming of a time when there is no Islamic rule there, right?
yeah.
So at the same time, we are also having a faction of people who are trying to enforce these Islamic rules. So there's a tug
Mm,
of war going hand in hand, right?
yeah,
So,
yeah.
do you think who will be the winner in that tug of war? Do
Oh,
you
of
think that?
course. Yeah, of course. This is exactly is example for my family, because
Hmm.
my father, he was religious, my mother also, and my brother and my sister and I'm also, we come out of the Islam, and we always fight about that to talking, because we had a, not fights, always we talk, of course, always we winner,
Hmm.
always, because in the end, my father, he couldn't find the answer. When we talk about the reality, he said, don't think about the from messenger had the magic. Don't think about these stupid things. Give me the
Hmm.
fact. When you talk
Hmm.
about the fact, of course, you can't find it in Islam, because all things come from the imagination, come
Hmm.
from the dream. Someone said all of this. someone said the Muhammad messenger come out of the fire. Okay, now show me. Is it happened? This is magic. Show me.
Okay. So now moving on to your journey uh, as an ex-Muslim in a country like that, were you a Shia or a Sunni?
I'm a Shia. I was Shia.
So, yeah. Okay. So you are an ex-Shia right now, right?
Yeah, ex-Shia.
Okay. So to be frank, in India, we haven't seen or we haven't experienced how this Shia Sunni fight would be. Could you please explain how it is to live in a place where this Shia Sunni conflict is a normal thing?
I'm really sorry for them. I don't know why they fighting. You talk about the fight. I don't know because the Shia Sunni the finally are they basically religious is same for the Jewish, for the Sunni, for the Shia. All of them are same for the Christian. All of them same. But for the some some of the issues, some of the rules are different, and basically all of them same. And I really don't know why they fight. I know for a long time in Pakistan there was a war, or in Iran also. In south of Iran we have a Sunni, and always they had the Shia had the problem with the Sunni. I really don't know why. Because of the religious, there is a religious is the poorest thing. Because of that he fights. Why? And now this symmetry is not symmetry for the think about the religious. This is for 1,000 years ago, 2,000 years ago, 3,000 years ago. Someone else make a rules. Why now we obey that and we fight because of that? Because of that, the rules of the Sunni, because of the rules of the Shia. I really can't understand.
Okay. So apart from this Shia Sunni, you might be having other religious minorities like Christians and Jews, right? So yeah, how they are leading a life in an Islamic country? How is their rights protected? How much is their happy in a country like that?
In Iran is too, of course, difficult because in Iran, the Islam is support everything in Iran. Every government, every rule is too difficult for the people. Have a different religions from the past till now. Have a lots of problems. We have a Baha'i people, the Iranian go to a temple, they broken. We have a Buddhist from the past, and the Muslim people they go for the look like their temple they broken. This is too difficult, or especially in the church or the other thing. It's too difficult because in Islam, they think the Islam is the last, the Islam is the best, and the all other religious is this is the not complete, and this is not good. People must be
They're
changed. The
false.
religious, exactly, and that's why it's too difficult. The other religious live in Iran, because they had a lot of problem. I knew it.
Okay. Just wanted to know if, as per the Quranic law, we know that the non-Muslims or the Kafirs, they have to pay jizya, the non-believer tax. Is there any tax like that for the Jews and Christians? Like the jizya?
No. In Iran, no. It's not like this. But they must be do something else. I really don't know. But but
Okay.
no.
So we need to inquire on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think if in the future, if I could get some one of the Iranian Jew or an Iranian Christian, I can interview here, so I'll get to know more about this their life. And if you have any of the friends in your circle who can come and share their experience, please let me know. so that I can live with them.
Yes, I have an Iranian friend. They are Christian, but finally we joke each other. You know, they told me you're stupid, and I told them you're stupid too. Finally, this is our answer.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, now how you became an ex-Muslim? What was the trigger,
I
and
think,
how you did it?
yeah, I think, and that was 12 years ago. Um, uh, that start from my brother, my older brother. He 5 years older than me, and when he was in Iran, we talk about a lot about the Quran, about the Islam, and always we angry about that because that was too hard, difficult to talk about my father, my mother. And when I talked to my brother, he was the first person I saw him. He come out of the Islam, and he become ex-Muslim. He helped me too much because my mind was too bald, and I also, when you are in Muslim, something different in your idea. When I talked to him, he told me something that was interesting for me. That was I think about that. Okay, yeah, that is the fact. Yeah. When I talked to my father, finally he said, "Be quiet, only accept, only obey the rules." But when I talked to my brother, he said, "No, open your eyes." And this thinking, no, it's not true. The word comes in 6 days, or 7 days from the God, and this. So it is the imagination. Okay, if the Muhammad is Allah, he was the real, he was from 1,000 years ago, and why you must be accept? You have a mind. You can think about that. After a while, oh yeah, he said true. When you understood, you want to know more. That's why in that time I searched on the Facebook, and I try to activities. I try to know Simon Duvar or Jean-Paul Sartre or the other thing, Stephen Hopkins. I try to understand, because when someone pick you want to do more. Yeah, that was so helped me. And after that, I talked to my friends. I had a feminist group in Iran, and we talk about that. My brother, he opened my eyes, and that was my, I must be do it with someone else. I try to talk with my friends, and then I had an orphanage in Iran from children from Afghanistan. And of course, Afghanistan people are so religious. And I remember my children, they fast in the Ramadan, and I asked them, eat the food. This is the place you can have a food. This is the place you can eat. And I said, no, we have a sheikh. The sheikh said, if you in Ramadan you eat food, you must be paying money, or you must be punished. I said, oh, this is the shit, stupid. And I tried to work with them, and I tried to talk with them. I told them, okay, I talk with your sheikh. Now eat your food. And after a while, I try to talk to them. This is stupid. Think about yourself. Think about your life. Think about reality, not only someone else. When someone teach me, and when something I learn, I have to tell to someone else to know about that. That's why that start from my brother. I'm so thankful from him.
So your
And
brother is an ex-Muslim right now?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think
So,
I become ex-Muslim 12 years ago. I think he 30 or 40 years ago. 14, sorry.
okay. And is he still living in Iran, or is he too
No,
outside the country?
no, he also outside.
So, from your family, the kind of threat that you were getting was only from your father, right? Your brother was,
Yeah,
yeah.
my
So,
father and my mom. Yeah, both of
okay.
them. Yeah.
So, and what made you come out of that country? What was the real reason to come to Netherlands?
Uh, Actually, in Iran, I
Is it
had a
okay
bad.
is
No,
it okay
yeah,
that
it's
you can
okay.
share?
No,
Okay.
it's okay, no problem. I had a I have a bachelor of the graphic design and tourism. I was tour manager of travel agency. Of course, I travel a lot, but in the other side, I had the activity of the politics from the feminist group. And before I came out of the Iran, I was in the prison
Oh.
because of my politic activity. I went to the demonstration for 2 days for 3 years ago. And I have to tell you, when we went to the prison, when I went to the demonstration 3 years ago, in one day, more than 1,500 people killed by the
Oh.
government. That was so awful. And after a while, the government, they recognized me and they took me to the prison and they punished me. And I had lots of bad experience. And finally, they let me go. But if I work with them, if I help them, then I came out of Iran. And but they didn't know I had the visa to go out of Iran. I went
Okay.
out because of my travel, but they send paper to my parents for the court, and they make a decision for 7 years. I have to go to the prison, and that's why I back to Iran. I
Okay.
didn't come here for the asylum seeker. That happened in Iran, and that's why I prefer to stay here.
So, hardly how many people would be there from Iran as
Uh,
your fellow refugees?
Sorry, I couldn't understand what you mean.
How many? Do you have any other Iranians as
In
refugees
the
right now? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
In here,
So,
around 50 people, they live in the as I say, I live in there. Yeah.
oh, okay. So, and most of them might be having the same kind of story that you might be sharing here, right?
This is funny. Most of them they came out of the religious, and most of them are Christian. That's why they come here.
Okay.
Yeah, most of them are from the Christian, and some of them, yes, same as me, they politic, and yeah, but this is the problem, yeah.
Okay. So now come our the hot subject that is about all about hijab, and I think you are the most apt person to talk about that because in our country, when the hijab was uh, called as a piece of cloth or as a part of the choice of dress, uh, I couldn't find it as a piece of cloth or as a piece of a dress or a part of the choice of dress because I always find it as a symbol of religion. Okay, so what's your point of view? How you have already mentioned a little bit about how that was, but
Yeah,
with regards to the people like Sahar, where she was trying to sneak into a football stadium by
yeah,
masquerading as a man to watch football and all. So could you please elaborate on such things?
yeah. Um, After revolution in Iran, we must be wear hijab as a chador, the long black,
Okay.
and after a while we wear a scarf and mantu. But after the rules is the people are changed, and it's not acceptable. We are not sheep. Someone said you must be wear like this. Somebody, who am I want to wear like this, I want to wear like that. Yeah, and because it's forbidden for the women to go a stadium to watching football. And of course, the women are so fan of the watching football, and me also. I always wanted to go with my brother to the stadium, but that was forbidden, and I couldn't go there.
Okay.
And yes, the Sahar, she was the fan of the football from the team, the blue. The name is Istiklal,
Yeah,
the blue team, yeah.
the blue girl.
And yeah, that's why her name was the blue girl. And she went to the stadium, but the police, they catch her because she looked like the man. he wear the mustache and brave because that's why she could go there. But they recognized her and they put her to the prison. And after they give her the paper, you must be go, I don't know, for the 6 months or for 1 year. And that's why she killed herself next to the court. That was so hard, you know. And I remember with my feminist group, every week we went to the demonstration. We make a demonstration for the Sahar, because why in the rules women can't go to the stadium. And I remember after 3 months, the FIFA understood about the Sahar, about the us to the demonstration. We make a demonstration, and only for the football Iran between the Cambodia, I think I don't remember what the name country. The Iran government let the Iranian women to go to the stadium. That was only first time and the last time.
Okay.
They let the woman. Yeah, this is the rules of the Iran.
And there's also another girl. We always see that as a symbol of this anti-hijab movement, where a girl is standing on a pole and holding this with stick and a white hijab over that. So, do you know her personally?
Not impersonally, but I know her because she was in the Inqilab Square. This is the famous square in Tehran, and one of my friend office in there. That's why I know her, because we went always in there and I saw her, but I don't know exactly the detail of who is she. But yes, that start from the 4 years ago, 5 years ago. I think
hardly.
Yeah, that was we had a White Wednesday. Did you know that? Yeah. The girl wear the white scarf, and my friend and I also, we wear the white scarf. That start from the fighting for the hijab till now, you know. Because the hijab is the basically things the woman can choose, want to wear hijab or no. Only for appearance. When you can't think you can't think about your appearance, when you can't choose your appearance, what about the inside, you know? At first you must see the outside, and then you can talk about your inside, and you can't choose it. It's too difficult.
So even we were hearing some news from Iran yesterday that there were some large-scale agitations and protests against this hijab. Could you please comment over that?
Yesterday in whole of Iran there was the kind of demonstration, there was the hashtag no hijab in all the Iranian social media. Was the hashtag no hijab was for the women. They don't want to wear hijab because in these days Iran try to make more police to make the Gashter shot. As I told you, the big car, they put the woman in there. They make it more and more. And these days, the Iranian people have a lots of problem from everything, you know, because they don't accept the rules of the government. We don't accept the new president. All of them are stupid, and they make the Iran's poor, and they help the other country, and they didn't think about their country. And now they want to push the people with the hijab to put them to the prison, and this is kind of business. Because sometimes I remember that sometimes the police said, "Okay, give me money, then I let you go." And I shocked. I remember once he asked me for 50,000 to month. If you give me 50,000 to month, I didn't take you to the prison. And I said, "This is the rules. What is this? You want money to, you know, I don't know. If it's rules, you must be doing your rules. If it's not rules, why you want the money?" I really confused of that. That's why in these days, there is a lots of pushing to the women because the Iranian women have a lots of power. Of course, in Iran there isn't rules for the women, but when you see the history of Iran, not for now, for the past till now, the women have a rule, they have a power, and now again they start for the new revolution, and I am so happy if it happened, and
Great.
they want to fight for the hijab, to stop wearing hijab, and this is personality.
Yeah.
And I really
So,
hope they successful. I hope really they success.
yeah, really, we are also expecting some good news to come from Iran in this sort of where we are seeing a lot of issues like this. And especially, I just wanted to know all these protesters who are making this anti-hijab protests. Are they Muslims or are they atheists or ex-Muslims who are?
Sorry, could you say it again?
Yeah. We were discussing about the protest that we
Yeah.
saw yesterday. Okay, so do you think all those people who are protesting there are they Muslims or are they ex-Muslims or atheists? The anti-hijab movement.
No, some people they believe the God, they believe the Islam, but they
But they
don't
are
believe the
against hijab.
Hijab. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I can't
that's
say
it.
no, all of them ex-Muslim or all of them. No, some people because I have a friend, they pray, but they have no hijab because they said I don't accept, but something in my something imagination in my idea, but they
So
have a something. Yeah.
yeah, basically, the protest is for converting the compulsory hijab into a choice, right? So
Yeah,
that's the
yeah,
basic idea behind this.
yeah, exactly.
Okay, so and I think if that happens, it's just like what we see in our country, where there are Muslims who wear that, there are Muslims who doesn't wear that, but uh, but the problem here is that those Muslims who have this freedom to choose to wear it or not to wear it, they are now helping to normalize this hijab as
Yeah,
a piece of dress or as a part of this dress choice. That's the
yeah,
most dangerous aspect of this society, where I see that as a hypocrisy with this privileged women out there who are not facing any of these religious rules. They have this freedom, and now they are helping to normalize it. We have to
yeah,
talk against that. Okay.
yeah.
Do you have any message to deliver it to them, to such people?
Ah, I hope they successful.
Yeah.
I really I hope they success. I don't know what I have to say about them.
Mm-mm. Because they
They-
are creating a big problem because they are helping normalizing it.
Yeah, exactly. I
Yeah.
I really have no idea.
Yeah, so that's the reality here. But and I think we are about to conclude our session because it's almost 45 minutes now. So now, just before concluding, I just wanted to know two things from you. One is, now you are outside an Islamic country, and you are in a free country like Netherlands. And do you think, or do you face the comment that even we are getting such comments even in our chat box here, that whatever be the reasons, or how many, no matter how many Muslims leave Islam, Islam will continue to grow. That's the basic, or that's the most heard comment that we get here. How do you react to that? Do you think that Islam is growing or Islam is breeding? What's your
Reading.
opinion?
I think Islam is not growing
Okay.
because I think the they said Islam is not come with the violence, but Islam is it's completely violence.
Okay.
They fight, always they fight. When I think
Mm-hmm.
about my family, when I think about my father, he is a so good man, he is so kind. But because of the Islam, he could punish me because why you didn't wear hijab. This is
Mm-hmm.
so simple. When you think about that, Islam can't grow. How it possible? How it
Mm-hmm.
possible? Modernize, it can be modernize because the people, when something in your mind, you grow with this, you can't change it, because this is in the Quran, this is the rules. You can't change your mind, and I'm sure it never can grow. But I'm so sorry, because sometimes I think the war is happening with the Islam people and the ex-Muslim, because they always, they want to punish. In Islam, always they want to punish you. If you do
Okay.
it like this, you go to hell. If you do it like this happened. When they want to punish you, how it's possible to grow?
Okay, so um, one thing I just thought of is about the kind of marriage, that temporary marriage called mutwa marriage. Mutwa.
Yeah. We
Yeah,
also
could you
have
please
it.
comment
Yeah.
on that? Yeah, could you please comment on that? How rampant it is in Iran, or is it Islamic,
Yeah.
the mutwa?
Yes.
Yeah,
In
how is it
in
performed?
yeah, in Iran, there is a rules. The man can marry with the four women, and they
Mm-hmm.
can. We said
Mm-hmm.
sikhe, something like this, and he can marry it for shortly. They read the part of the Quran and pay money, and marry it for the 1 day, 2 days. I can
Temporary one.
understand. Yeah, temporary. What is this? And
Mm.
and this is so stupid, because when I was in the court, I remember once the judge asked me, "Do you want to I seek you? Then I can help you for your process. The divorce is easier. For
Mm.
5 days, I can pay you money for the CIGA." And I said, "I'm still have a husband. Let me I divorce, and then I can think about that." you know in the court, especially for the woman, it's too hard, difficult, because when after you divorce, it happens, and it
Mm.
can be your relative, it can be in your area, it can be your family, it can be in your society, in
Divorce.
your work. When you divorce, the man thinks, okay, now she's ready for the sire, for 1 day, 2 days, I can read the Quran. And this is so sorry bullshit. I can't imagine. If you love
And,
someone,
and
you can't go with them.
and it is completely okay with the Iranian law.
Yeah,
Is that
yeah,
okay?
yeah.
It
They have
is
a
legal.
special. Yeah, it is the legal, and they have a special paper,
Uh-huh.
because sometimes the police ask you who is
Okay.
the woman with you. Then he have a paper, and they said okay. And after a while, they become normal in Iran, because before that wasn't normal. Now you can see in the movie, Iranian movie, you can see that in the series, television help to these stupid rules to get, normal, because
Mm-hmm.
now this is the normal. Yes, my neighborhood, or maybe my father also here. I don't know. It's too
Mm.
easier, because you must be accept when something is rules. The man have more power, and they can do, and woman must be silent.
Okay, so in every aspect, if Islamic rules are implemented, it's a hell for a woman, right? And you have clearly narrated it.
Yeah.
Okay,
In
so
in Netherlands, we have a red light. The woman can have a sex and earn money. This is so normal. There is no rules of the sikh or this kind of Quran. This is so
yeah,
normal, and I don't know what is that. What is it?
yeah. So only thing is there's no recitation of Quran happening in Netherlands just before doing it.
Yeah,
So, but when you utter Bismi and do something, it becomes halal. That's how we say it.
yeah. Exactly.
Okay. So now we are just concluding, and just before concluding, I just wanted to listen from you a message which you would like to deliver to the fellow Muslims here, and to the all other common people from all other religion, and from to all people, which includes even atheists.
Yeah,
So, especially regarding the terminology Islamophobia, which is being
yeah,
used here when we talk about Islam, and even when we are talking here even that can be labeled as an act of Islamophobia. So what's your message that you would like to deliver to those people?
I want to tell to the people, don't be blind. The people must be open their eyes and trust their hearts, because how it's possible when you think about that, how it's possible the people from 1000, 2000 years ago, they make something fact or not fact, but it's not a fact for the now. You must be think about that. And the problem is all the Muslim country are poorest country in the world. When you think about the other countries, that the religious is freedom, but for example, my country, Iran, or the other country, religious country, they are so poor about everything. Then it's good to people to open their eyes and they see how it's going to the world. What is the reality? Don't think about the story. These are only a story.
Mm-hmm.
And if people they and to accept it, because sometimes the people open their eyes but they couldn't accept it. It's good to be accept. I hope the world gets more better and the people stop war fighting each other because of their religious, because this is not good for the people to fight because of that. I hope people can be kind with them, with the other people, or with the people come out of the religious. Of course, in here I also had a problem when the people, Iranian people, also asked me what is your religious, and I tell them I have no religious. They said, you are immoral, you have no good girl. Why? We are human and we must be good. That's it.
That's a great message. And I think you missed about this Islamophobia, those people who calls every attempt to criticize Islam as an attempt to create Islamophobia. What would you say to them? Do you think that Islamophobia is right, the terminology?
Yes. Why not? Yes, because Islamophobia, yeah. Because I think in my mind, yeah, it happened.
You bowled me.
It happened because Islamophobia is, because when the people push for the Islam, of course the people have Islamophobia. Yeah, I see the people in here. I can do nothing. I can tell nothing for them, because when you have a phobia of something, you have it. Only in your mind. Yeah, and your mind must be get clean, because this is the phobia and we can do nothing for that.
Okay, so you mean to say that to fear Islam or to have a phobia about Islam is something that is real, or it is something that you can have, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Because we must be thinking about why the people have Islamophobia, because in the back some problem happened.
So
and of course,
so you were having a phobia about Islam, right?
Yeah, of course.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
and
okay, please continue.
I forgot.
Okay, no, I was about to tell you that when we say that phobia, that means phobia is something that is irrational fear. Okay, so I would like to correct you that what you are having is not Islamophobia, Islamophere that you were having. So it was a real fear.
Yeah,
It is not something that is something irrational. It is a rational fear that you are having because you were facing a lot of issues from Islam in your personal life, in your social life.
Because I feel that. Because when you feel the fear, when you feel the pain, that's the fact. Yeah, that's why.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so that completes a circle here, and I think we had a good time here. And do you have anything more to add on to the discussions that we had here? Did you miss on some point?
No, but I wanted to talk about the Masih Ali Nejad. I forgot to talk about that.
Okay, yeah.
Yes, she was in Iran and she was the famous. No, in Iran, no. Now in
Mhm.
abroad, she's the famous. She was the she worked in the magazine and she tried to fight for the hijab in Iran, but she went to the prison and she came out of Iran. And still now she worked for the human rights. She worked for the hijab. She tried to show the movie for the problem from the women in Iran to the world, because we have a
Mhm.
problem. It's not easy to show to the world because we have another face from the Iran, from the Islam, but what is the reality? When you go inside, you said, oh, this is so awful, but the appearance, the outside is so nice. That's
Mhm.
why I accept her a lot and I follow her because she tried to help the Iranian women, not like
Mhm.
only for Iranian women, for Afghanistan too.
Yeah.
And she good her job too. She did good.
Okay. And I knew her through a movement that she was volunteering, and it's about that White Wednesday related to to post some videos by removing the hijab and post
Yeah,
the video
yeah,
where
yeah,
again
yeah,
this thing blown to
yeah, yeah,
the
yeah,
hair
yeah,
and
yeah,
everything. Yeah, remember that moment. So
yeah, yeah,
that
yeah,
I
yeah.
think that made her so famous, and still her website and all that movement itself is named after that, right?
Yeah, and I know she have a lots of problem in Iran because the police
Mm-hmm.
always they went to their house, they make the problem with her family, father, mother, sister, brother. Like she has a lot of problem.
Okay.
In abroad she work a lot, she help, but of course her family dangerous. It's,
Mm-hmm.
it's too difficult for her. But
Yeah.
yes, she tried to tell to the world about the problem of the woman.
Okay, so I think we can conclude here. So I would like to say something here. What we have just listened to is a first-hand account of how it is to be in an Islamic country like Iran or maybe wherever that could be. It's a first-hand account of the real-life ordeals that she had to face. And if any of the believers out there thinks that what she was telling is something that is not in Islam, and if you think that Islam is peace and Islam is non-violent, I would like to tell you something, that you just write a letter to uh, this Sam here and just make her believe that Islam is peace. You can wear whatever things you want. It doesn't matter even if you don't wear hijab. Go back to Iran. You please convince her and please make her go back to Iran and live there as an ex-Muslim with the head still standing over that neck if possible. So that's the only request that I can make. And I think we had a pretty good discussion. And if there is something more to be added here, you can just give us comments here. And I think Sam too will be available to give some of the reply to some of the comments there. And I'll be obliged to have you there if time permits. So thank you, Sam, for joining with us. So we'll be having more such events in the future too. So hope to see you again. Thanks for joining. Bye.
You're welcome and thank you and hope to see you too. Bye.
Yeah. Bye bye. Thank you.